Okay, welcome friends. In this video, we're going to talk about normalization. We'll begin with an example. So this is part one. This is a three-stage process, okay? So we're going to begin here. First, we need to make a table. And we're going deliberately to make a table that has some problems in it because it will help us to understand the reasons for doing things also. So let's here on the left side, right-click on tables, add a new table, and let's add some structure to it. So I'm going to type part. And then here type, for example, varchar, and let's not allow nulls. So maybe we have tires, wipers, and so on, like car parts as an example, okay? At the next stage here, at the next field that is, I'm going to type brand. And again here, I'm going to type in varchar. And again, do not allow nulls. So we have car parts, the brand, for example, the company that makes it. Next stage, I'm going to put the price down. I'm going to make that money. And again, no nulls. And lastly, I'm going to put down the tax on it. And I'm designing the table this way because this will help us to illustrate problems so that the normalization steps will be more meaningful to you. That's why I'm taking this step, okay? And then money, this will be the tax amount to be more specific. I don't mean the tax rate, but the tax amount. All right, let's give this a save. And you can call this table whatever you want. We'll call it, say, the parts table. Click OK. All right, close the designer for now. All right, let's modify our table now by entering some data. And we'll enter the data in a bad way at first. So right-click on parts and then go to edit top 200 rows. We'll just enter the data willy-nilly, pretending that we don't know what we're doing at all. And that'll help to motivate the rest of it. So the part, for example, might be a tire. The brand might be, say, company X. And if somebody feels like it, somebody might say, company Y, like that. And then we'll go to the price, stick in some value for the price, 100, maybe some tax, say like 10. And somebody would say, well, I don't see anything wrong with this. Let me fix the spelling of company here. But of course there is that you've got a tire and you've got two different company names inside one field. That's not a good approach. Think about it this way. If you want to just print some basic record labels, okay, some labels that you put on a box or something, and you've got the company now, and you've got one company and another company in the same field, that already makes it more challenging, you see? So this usually shouldn't be occurring in well-designed tables. These two things should be in completely separate fields to indicate separation completely. It's much easier to put things back together using, for example, a script than it is to separate them out. If I were to ask you this question, in other words, using a script, would you be able to separate these things out very easily? No, because you've got company X, you get a comma, and company Y. You see, so it's messy already. So here you want to have an atomic value, only one value. But for now, I'm going to pretend this is okay. All right, at the next stage here, I'm going to enter tire, and then this time I'm going to put company Y again. All right, some other price, some other tax amount. Next, I'm going to say have wipers now, and I'm going to type, again, say company Y wipers as an example, 20 bucks. All right, $4 tax, for example. Next, wipers. Okay, company X. And again, this time, say $25 or something like that, $5 tax. And I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to type wipers again. And company Y. And stick in some price. So say 20 and then $4 again. And when I look at this data, I already see I have a problem when you think about it, right? The problem is that this record here is being repeated. It's already been entered up there, correct? Where we had wipers, company Y, and now we are repeating that record. So you might see a table like this, and that's a problem because you're wasting space. You're repeating records, so that's not good. Imagine you have a large number of repeated records. It could be very bad. You could be taking up useful space and slowing things down because of that. So that's one problem that we see. The other problem that we see, obviously, is that We've got company X and company Y and the brand field. We don't want that. All right, so I'm going to close this. Even if you get the little error message, ignore it. And for now, let's take a look. I'm going to type select star from and then parts. Let's do that, okay? I'll give it an execution. And when I look at my data here, again, make sure you understand what the problems are. That's an important aspect. We've got a field brand that is not atomic because it contains, as you can see, repeating information. Company X, company Y. And then further, we have a waste of space because this record 5 and the next record over here repeat. Not to mention, in all of this, we also don't have a primary key. So that's another aspect of this that we would have to add. So you've got some serious problems here. Let me make a copy of them, right? I'm going to put this. So brand field is not what we call atomic. In other words, it contains information, repeating information, company X, company Y. It's not clearly defined. All right, second, we have repeating records, which means that the space is being wasted. And then lastly, over here, at stage 3, we lack a primary key field. So these are the basic things we have to correct. All right, so I hope you understand what the problems are and now what steps can we take to correct them. So let's do that next. I'm going to just refresh IntelliSense, Control-Shift-R. All right, give it a second here. There it goes. And first of all, copy this out, getting rid of duplicate records so that we have a smaller table. And to do that, I'm going to type the following. I'm going to type select and then that star. And before the star this time, put the word distinct. Like that. So the select distinct star into parts unique from parts. So what this is saying in simple English is copy out unique records, non-repeating records from the parts table into the parts unique table. So let me add that comment here, okay? So copy out unique records from parts to parts unique. I mean the tables. So let's do that first. Select that and run it, execute. And notice 4 records are showing here. Let's take a look inside parts unique. I'm going to say select star from parts unique. All right, execute. And now I no longer have, as you can see, repeating records. But now, let's take a look at it carefully. We still have this problem with the brand field storing 2 different, basically, company names, which is not good. Okay, so now let's go into parts unique. Remember, use parts unique, not parts. So refresh the view on the left side, right-click, refresh. Go into parts unique, right-click on it, go over to edit top 200 rows. All right, and remember that over here, we have tire company Y, wipers company X, and wipers company Y. So it looks as though all of the records are unique. We're not storing redundant data or wasting space, making tables bigger than they need to be, slowing things down, in other words. So here, take a look. Because I already have a record that has tire and company Y, you don't want to store that information 2 times in the first record. So you want to just get rid of the company Y as an example. And now everything is atomic, right? Each brand is only 1 brand per cell. That's it. Hit enter. And another thing that's missing here that might slow us down, especially if we have a big table, is that right now we don't have a primary key. We don't have an index. So let's fix that next, at the next stage here. I'm going to close this. Okay, let's do select from parts unique again. Hit execute. And as you can see, we have tire company X, tire company Y, wipers company X, wipers company Y. So that's good. We don't see any repeating values inside the brand column. And we certainly don't have any repeating records, so we're not wasting space. Now, expand parts unique and look inside the indexes folder. And as you can see, it's empty. So we want to also add a primary key here. If you set the primary key on just the part, well, there's a problem. The problem is that the tire is in that cell, but it's also in the one below. Then wipers are in number 3, but they're also in number 4. It's repeating. Remember, you want primary keys to be unique so that each record can be identified exactly. However, take a look at this. If I combine tire and company, that's unique. Tire and company Y, that is unique. It's different from tire and company X. If I combine wipers and company X, that is unique. If I combine wipers and company Y, that is also unique. So it looks as though the combination of the part and the brand produce unique identifiers for each record. So we're going to use those. Let me close that. So over here, take a look, highlight both of those fields. Okay, click there, and then while pressing Shift, click on brand. And that should highlight both of those, the part and the brand. And then right click and then set the primary key. So now, take a look. Refresh the table view on the left side. So right click on parts unique and refresh it. And expand the indexes folder. Okay, make sure this is saved. Give it a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Okay, try it again. Right click, refresh the tables folder. Okay, expand the indexes folder, and now you have an index pk underscore parts unique clustered. So we have the index, each record is uniquely identified. And to review, remember, each record is also unique. We don't have duplicate records. And then the columns are such that there's an atomic one value only stored per cell, and we don't have repeating blocks of information or repeated values inside a single column. All right, so with that in place, I'll continue in the next video.